Hello and welcome to Fading Suns Thursday on the Ulysses International channel. I am JM, your GM, and these are the crew members of the Oh Boy, or at least two of them. Well, okay, three of you. Tonight we have, if you guys remember, last time, it's been a week. Last time, the crew decided to split up into three groups. One group would stay carefully hidden on the ship and be used only in cases of emergency with Jexa. One group will go with Philosophia and Gemma to heavily assault Count Orlaton's tent and attempt to bring an end to this, can I say thorn in their flesh? Yeah, I think that's a good one. And the last group, which is the group we're starting off with tonight, with Perpetua and Val, and tonight Becca, instead of playing Jexa, will be playing Gregor, and Maddie will be playing Aircole instead of Gemma. You guys are going to attempt to sneak into the camp, and from the camp, try and create a large enough distraction to allow the other team access to the king.
Val, I can't sneak very good.
That is
well,
true.
then why are you coming with us, Greggy?
Because you need me.
You're right, we do need you.
What is the plan for sneaking into this armed camp? There was a lot of Thelma and Louising discussions last time, which I would remind everyone present does not end well for Thelma and Louise. Like, I realize that it fades to white, but like here, not like here. So like we all know where...
They live happily ever after. That's why it fades to white.
That's
you
right,
know?
for the
Can't show a
36
happy
seconds before they hit the ground. Yeah, they lived happily ever after for the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
So, what's your plan?
Well, we were gonna go make explosions in the Dekodos camp. So I guess we have to go make explosions in the Dekodos camp. Somehow.
Do we have a disguise to like sneak in? Or are we just like walking in?
Could we like borrow Calypso's camouflage tarp and put it over Gregor?
No cheating and looking at the chat. No, that's fine. Good to see you, Evan.
I actually was wondering that last week, unrelated to the chat.
Didn't we decide it would only cover one person?
It really will only cover one person.
But could it cover Gregor, who's not very sneaky?
Yes, but...
Is it because his bald head glints in the sunlight?
Oh no, that aneurysm that Urkel had lingering for quite a while pops, and let me pull that up and we'll see what it does. But yes, you can totally use that to hide Gregor. It's not so much a matter, I mean, he will be visually obscured, but any captains will definitely still be heard.
Do we have any idea of like kind of the topographical layout of this area? Are there any places where there's like, I don't know, a conveniently placed ravine that we could sneak partway towards the camp in and get some cover, or is it just flat going up?
This is located in the Blood Desert, which is, you know, sort of a sanguine colored sand that extends for miles in all directions. I did look up the camo tarp. When hung or a wall or placed on a floor, it mimics its nearby environments to appear just as more ship decking or flagstones. I will allow it to give Gregor a slight bonus to visual-based stealth, but it's gonna look like a little sand dune kind of moving across the sort of a...
That's adorable.
What's your sneak rating? 3. Okay.
You guys do have the air car. No, the air car is being used by the assault team.
Correct.
Yeah, we've got my hover bike.
Isn't that Jex's hover
So,
bike?
Val, you and Gregor
Alexa has a hover
don't
bike.
know anybody?
Okay.
Because I stole one.
Yes.
Sorry, Lily, what was that?
That's okay. You and Gregor don't know anybody in the Dekodos camp?
Do I know any Dekodos criminals?
None of these are from this world, but for a weird point, I would allow you to make a roll. A very difficult roll.
Oh, I got one. I'll try it.
You want to use it?
Yeah, I'll use it. I'll try it.
All right, what I would like you to give me is a presence plus knavery roll, and this will be a severe test, which will be a 10 resistance.
Okay. That's a 12. My knavery is success with a 12 out of 13.
Okay, so you spend 10. Who do you know in the Dekodos camp, Val? Like, what's the name of a Dekodos criminal, and why do you know them?
I would say that I know a Dekodos criminal who is a smuggler, and he helped me smuggle some illegal things right before I left planet.
What kind of illegal things, and what is this character's name?
Probably just, stolen tech that, getting stolen tech off the planet under the radar. Why
He
do I
doesn't
always
have a name. He's got a call sign, and it's some smugglery call sign.
Yeah, he's got a call sign. He's the No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna call him the broker. That would be bad.
Or the Frenchman. We can't cross the streams.
We can't do that. Somebody come up with a name. I'm blanking.
Actually, here's my first question, Val. Did he make this name himself, or was it given to him?
Now you just want a whole backstory for this guy.
Well, because if he made it up himself, it's going to be super cheesy and ridiculous. If it was given to him, then it could be potentially, serious.
Oh, he definitely made it up himself.
Alright, so it's something that he would think is super powerful, like, the Void Kraken. But
oh, we're going Die Hard with this.
yeah.
Okay, I guess he's the Void
or
Kraken.
or he just be the Kraken.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's the Void Kraken, or the Kraken for short. If
And
you're
you
friends with
totally
him.
ask him, hey, what's Kraken-lackin'?
No.
That's your code word that you have to use to prove you're trustworthy.
Nope, that's the code word to get killed instantly. Just letting you know. You know this for a fact. All right, so you know that on Lemon Canaan, if Dekodos wants something in or out of the system, the smuggler known as the Kraken is the one who would get things in and out. So he may be in the camp, or he may be, he will at least have access, or they will at least have access to the camp. So go
Okay.
ahead.
Cool. I'd like to call my buddy the Kraken if I can.
You
If
can.
I have contact for him.
Sorry, Rook. They shot down the flying ferret, but we'll pick
I
it back
didn't
up
see
again.
it in time, buddy. I'm sorry.
As usual, the image on the comms resolves into this sort of almost didn't look like anything but static, but when you stared at them for a long time, you could kind of see like a 3D image. That's what comes up, and it comes through very voice scrambled. Yes,
Hey, BK, what's up?
Val, you are not a popular person on this planet right now.
No, I noticed.
There are several bounties that want you dead.
Yeah, what else is new?
Fair.
Hey, I was wondering if, I mean, our job together last time was so lucrative. I was wondering if you could help me out.
I'm kind of busy. What do you need?
In the Dekodos camp at Hadrian's Wall, by any chance?
How do you know about that?
I know things. Word gets out.
Yes, I know. You drink and you know things. Everyone knows that about you.
It's true.
What do you want with the camp?
I'd like a way in. I'm assuming you probably have one. Know somebody who does? I can make it worth your while.
You cannot make it worth my while. Getting into that camp is suicide for anyone who goes in and anyone who wishes to help people going in. I would need 10,000 Firebirds to make it worth my while.
Might be able to sort something out.
There's a long pause. 10,000 Firebirds. And we have
Or an
ourselves
equivalent.
a deal. Any equivalency would have to be at least 15% more than the asking price.
Do I know how much that stealth ship that we picked up from Hazard is worth?
If you get it back, it's worth like in the millions of credits, in the millions of Firebirds.
Okay. That's a little high. Do we have anything laying around that's worth that much? That isn't worth millions?
Nothing I can touch.
How much does Calypso have from the
She
coffers?
has like
10,000.
8,000. Yeah, she's got close, but
So the question is,
Burger's not touching that.
Gregor values his life.
Yeah, me too.
I can get you in. I have a run that I'm taking in the next 26 minutes.
How do you get in?
That is for me
You got
to
a
know,
ship or?
and for those who are my passengers to find out.
All right, let me call you back.
25
I got it.
minutes. Click. I'm liking this new NPC you introduced, Alice. This is great.
Feel like this has the potential to bite us all in the rears. Okay. So, if we can find something worth 10,000 Firebirds, we can get in with this smuggler, but I don't have that kind of cash.
Airgold does not. On Airgold's sheet, there is nothing.
There is nothing. However, between Ercol and Gemma, and I don't know, maybe a weird point, you might be able to requisition something like that from the church. The other thing that you have is you guys do have connections with Falcosis. Falcosis has deep pockets and a desire to not have this whole place go boo.
Ooh, that's a good point.
We can't hail him on the radio. He's
That is also
Under siege.
true.
Yeah, but we haven't left yet, right?
Mm-mm.
So we're technically still on the ship with him.
No, Falcosis wasn't on the ship.
He calmed in.
He
from a
calmed in
secret
and then
location.
had to leave the premises from which he was coming from.
You mean Francesco?
He was
Francesco,
swearing
sorry,
at
not
me.
Falcosis. Actually, Falcosis
Francesco.
would have. I mean, he is a minor noble.
He would have that kind of cash,
I
maybe.
mean, you'd have to talk with him.
Let's go talk to Falcosis.
Okay.
You find Falcosis where you left him in the mess. He is currently pacing back and forth, and there's this high-pitched whining noise, and he finally crosses back. Like, you can hear it as you're walking up, this high-pitched squeal, and he takes the teapot off of the heater and kind of rehydrates some tea. What, aren't you all supposed to be leaving?
Val has a question for you, Dad.
Don't say, just say Val has a question for you, Dad. Yes, Val.
Father.
You can see he's recovering.
Falcosis, I have a question for you.
Val, Lucia would be disappointed. Don't say,
Yeah, well, I'm not very happy with Lucia right now, so I don't really care. Do you have 10,000 Firebirds I could borrow?
Not lying around, but back at the estate, I'm sure I could access my accounts. Why? What do we need them for?
Bribing a smuggler to get us into the camp so we can blow it up, then save the day?
Yes, I'm sure I can loan you 10,000 Firebirds. Especially if it means that all of my family's long life's work will not be reduced to ruin.
Yeah, we can see what we can do about that. So, like, is there a timetable on getting that money? Because we've got about 22 and a half minutes before we need to meet
whoever
this
needs
smuggler.
it that I give them my word of honor that the Van Dorm estate will pay this bill.
Okay.
We can't access the accounts from here. This is the literal middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
No, seriously, we have our own internal comm system just because there's no actual connection to the outside world from here.
Great. Thanks for the loan.
Just don't reduce this temple to sand and this desert to glass, and we will call it mostly even.
That's the plan, and if I do, I'll also be reduced to sand and glass and whatever humans turn into when they get exploded, so we'll call it even anyway.
Constituent atoms.
Great. I'm gonna go call my smuggler now.
What are the rest of you doing while Val is having this delightful smuggler conversation, which we will get to here in a second?
I mean, do we have visuals of this? I'm trying to map stuff out as much as I can.
Yes, you have a map in your head, like from what you have seen, from what has been reported, all of these things. Like you have a good, like the Dekodos camp is on the west side. You'll be able to get, if you're able to get to it. The real thing is going to be to figure out what to blow up when you get there.
Yeah, so we need to stage our distraction some distance away from where they're going to try to break in, right?
Probably yes.
So then I'm going to strategize with Urkel on Urkel's coming with us, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Where we think a distraction has the best chance of succeeding. I'll pull up the map and.
All right. So you got Perpetual and Erical are going to have a conversation about what to blow up. I do think it's going well, Kirk. I do. What are you doing, Gregor?
Besides standing awkwardly as my friend asks my dad for money.
Yes. Cool. All right, we're going to start with Val and the Kraken. It comes back up. 21 minutes, Val.
Yeah, and I got your money, or I will have.
Will have. Do not like
You have
the
the
sound
word of the Van
that.
Dorm estate.
Everyone has heard of the Van Dorm estate on this continent. Why?
And you know they're good for 10,000 Firebirds.
You have a noble house bankrolling this ill-conceived plan.
Something like that.
You know what will happen to you if you do not pay.
Got a decent idea.
Be at these coordinates in 11 minutes. If you are
I
there,
thought you said we had 20.
if you are there, you have 20 until I have to make an arrival at the camp. If you are there in 12 minutes, you will be left behind.
Great. Pleasure doing business with you.
You got a set of coordinates about 6 miles out. The boy can drop you off there in plenty of time.
All right. We got 11 minutes, guys.
Ericole and Perpetua, what are you got? You guys are looking at the map. What are you looking for in particular?
Well, quick question. Oh,
Sure.
Go ahead, Lily. So Ercole is a Ronin. Which house was he cast out of?
He has never said. He is from the planet that you picked him up on, and there were plenty of noble houses there that were wiped out. So a Ronin in Fading Suns is a noble house that has actually almost, like, at least his noble house has almost been wiped out. So he's never actually said that he has any connections to any of the larger things. You would know as Ercole that he is actually from a distant branch of the Hawkwood line, but that whole planet has been separated out because of the symbiote invasion. So he has no connection to the greater Hawkwoods of the Empire.
Okay. Go ahead, Lily.
So, in this camp, what kind of epicenters are there?
Ericole and Perpetua, I want you guys to give me a perception plus focus roll. Or observe, whichever is better for you.
I succeed with a 12.
How many would you like to spend? The more you spend, the more you know.
I'll spend 10.
Okay.
I want to know it all.
You and Freddie.
I got a 9, so I cannot get that high, so I might just save my...
Just rely on Perpetua. Alright. And Falcosis will come and talk to Gregor before, after this, before you guys head out. Alright, so Perpetua, as you as Ericole look over the camp, you can see that the western side of the camp, the Dekodos side, there is a lot of heavy machinery. Most of it is like transports, supply depots, refrigeration units, right? You're in the desert. But with a 10 Perpetua, you spot 2 tempting targets. There are a group of small fusion generators that if you were to blow up or rig to explode, would explode quite delightfully. There is also a hydrogen fuel reserve that they use for land vehicles, that sort of thing. Sort of a liquid hydrogen, like an H3 kind of a thing. Tritium, I believe is what H3 is called. I'm sure the chat will. I know it's deuterium for 2, H2. We're gonna call it H3 and just go from there. It is highly volatile and flammable. Doesn't even begin to describe how big of a it will cause.
Boom.
Yes. Hey, thanks, Phantom. I got it right.
So would the fusion generators knock out power for the camp?
It would knock out power for at least the Dekodos side of things.
Okay.
And they are one of the largest of the three groupings. All right, so you guys got two options. You are going to be flying to the rendezvous point. Falcosis kind of comes up to you as Jexa takes the wheel.
As Gregor, super nervous about Jexa taking the wheel.
That's
As
right.
Jexa, I got this.
That's right. I mean, it says the song says, Jexa take the wheel.
Huh.
I'm singing that in my head.
Are you sure you need to go with them, Gregor? We don't know where Lucia is, and you are technically the heir to the Van Dorm estate. If something happens to your stepmother and myself, it's your job to take over the legacy. We need to put this gallivanting around the universe aside. Have obligations. Lower.
Right? I just go lower. Maybe. I do, but I mean, Val's gonna be going, and she needs someone to watch her back. She came and rescued me, and maybe I can find Lucia.
Falcosis, as the ovoid starts to get close to, is definitely coming into like a landing pattern. You know that change in the pitch of the engines as it kind of vibrates through the floorboards. Falcosis just kind of gives you a hug and starts reciting Art Pancurator, who art in heaven, kind of as a Benson over you.
Would it be out of character for Gregor to return the hug and
Gregor,
have to wipe away tears?
I mean, you get to play Gregor how you want. I will retcon anything you do wrong. No, just kidding.
I'm good.
No, when I hand over NPCs, that's your choice. Like you've seen how Gregor interacts with his family over the last, 2.5 years of playing Fading Suns.
He loves them. He just doesn't know how to express it.
That's right. All right, so the Oboy lands in the desert, kicking up a big cloud of blood red dust, and you can see there is a black, like almost reflective black on the upper half of this what looks to be a large 8-wheeled, heavily armored, maybe like an APC or a large troop carrier. Gregor, you recognize the panels on, like the reason it is that shiny, reflective black surface is that those are like the whole top of this vehicle is solar panels. It's what's going to keep it going. The back is down, and there is a very lithe figure wrapped in kind of dun brown, not leathers. They seem to be fabric, but you can tell that it's head to toe kind of covered, tinted goggles pulled over eyes, hood up over their head, and on their chest is a slightly darker shade of brown, but you can see kind of the spreading tentacles of a Kraken. This is the first time you have met the Kraken in person, and this is the first time you have met one of the Kraken's agents in person. And whoever this is definitely, you can't make out anything about them aside from the fact that they are definitely female. Hips are a little too narrow, as are the shoulders. Chest is a little too wide as opposed to broad. It's definitely a feminine figure. navigated that description.
Yeah, you did.
You just see them raise their hand, like even though there's nothing on their arm, they kind of raise their forearm to their face as if they are checking the time.
Oh, relax. I'm here with plenty of time to spare.
You look at the clock, you're not. And she walks into the back of the APC, and the engines kind of roar. They don't roar to life, but there's this hum that kind of. You can see some of the sand around the carrier kind of gets pushed away a bit.
Gregor will go first to make sure that there is no traps. Because that's how smart he is. He's very smart.
He actually really is. Like,
Has no social skills.
is it a 9?
Yeah, it's a 9.
Yeah, Gregor's smart.
Gregor's smart.
Smarter than me.
We've always said Gregor was smart. He just doesn't have the talky skills. As you kind of look in the back, I'm assuming Erical, you're probably close behind. Is that a fair assessment?
Mm-hmm.
Just pointing out that I always described Erical's hair as braided, and Maddie always brings her A hair game. I do not. Listen, if it's not a skull cap, it doesn't count. So the two of you, as you kind of look in, you can see that there are gray crates. They are plastisteel crates, and they are wet. They've got web netting that are holding them down. This whole thing is about 13 or 14 meters long, and the cab is only the first 2. Everything else is cargo space. It is about 2 Gregors tall.
Okay.
And this whole interior space, like floor to ceiling, there is about Gregor. Just be grateful Gemma isn't with you. Like, Gemma would definitely have to, shuffle down the side. Like, even Gregor, you got to kind of go in at an angle because the path from the back to the front is narrow.
Okay.
And the woman in the wrappings, as she kind of gets about halfway in, pulls the hair back. You can see that there's kind of almost platinum blonde hair that has been pulled up into a very kind of tight braid on the back, but it looks like her hair would probably hang down below her waist if it was unbound. High cheekbones, very kind of narrow face, kind of pale features, obviously because she's covered head to toe, and she pulls her goggles off, and she has startling orange eyes. You're suspecting some sort of implant or gene mods are at play. All right.
She doesn't have the mark of the abandoned, right?
Not that you can see.
Gregor jumps on top of her and chucks it out. I'm just kidding.
With
No,
my +1 to perception to sense danger.
nothing's triggering. Like you get the. I mean, granted, your senses are like vibrating pretty
If
high.
it was Shelly, it would smell bad in here.
No, it actually wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if I should have told you that, but no, it would not. Or if it did, it wouldn't be coming from this person. It would be coming from 2 of the other people. Here. For those of you who don't know what Maddie and I are whispering about, you should check out the tour game, specifically the B-Team games. Also available on the Ulysses International YouTube channel. Go check it out. So she turns around and, all right, Val, this better be worth it.
You'll get your money.
I've heard that before. And she walks to the front of the cabin.
Hey, got a
Fireworks.
question for you.
What did you say?
Got a question for you.
She kind of pauses and looks back over her shoulders. In the darkness of the front end of the cabin, the orange eyes almost, they don't radiate light, but they are definitely reflecting what little light is there.
Any hostages being brought into the camp recently? Anybody coming in that doesn't want to be there?
Not that I know of. I don't deal in people trafficking. You know that, Val.
No, I know you don't, but you might want to take a look at some of your Dekodos friends.
Val, you should know I have no friends. And she walks
Oh,
into
I
the
thought
cabin.
we were friends.
That might, and it comes over the comms, and it's back to this accent. That, dear Val, remains to be seen. And the back,
You'll get your money.
and the whole thing goes pitch black for about 7 seconds, and then like 3 amber lights come on, just enough that you can see where to stand. And when the thing starts rumbling, you guys kind of have to grab onto the netting as everything wobbles pretty ominously.
Super quick, I'd like to do my savings perk thing so that I have a backup roll if I need it.
Okay, go for it. Let me know what you get. Erical, you were going to say something, I think? Or was I just... Okay. Just making stuff up as I go along.
We are keeping a 13.
All right. All right. So about 15 minutes later, the truck slows down. You can hear some muffled conversations going on. And then the truck rolls back up, and about a minute or two later comes to a complete stop. The engines shut off, and you can hear the cabin opens, but from not back into the interior, kind of exterior. And then you hear a like 3 quick pounds on the side of the truck, and then everything kind of is quiet.
Is there a release to the back door that we see?
Yeah, when you go up there, Erical, you can clearly see like a hydraulic lever.
At the pounds, we'll quickly pull the lever and peek out and see if there's somewhere we can kind of dash.
So you pull the lever, the back thing kind of slowly lowers, and you can see you're in, from what you and Perpetua studied, one of 3 buildings. There's only, or one of 3 tents, I should say. There's only 3 parts in this part of the camp that are large enough to actually be this size. And you can see there's several other trucks of this same sort of design. The crates fill this whole area. Some of them are open. You can see foodstuffs, you can see weapons, you can see electronics like supply parts and such. Whatever is going on here, they have clearly planned for a while, because they are prepared to like besiege this place.
Are there any, so there's weapons, there's food, is there any attire? I know a lot of the people in the camp are wearing robes. Is there anything in here that we could put on as...
Definitely.
Okay.
Like there are a number of, like, it takes you about 2 minutes to kind of, like, as you spread out to try and find these things. You find robes, and the robes have high collars that kind of come up to the base of your ears, and then separate hoods that are kind of stitched along the back. But you all sort of notice that on the left collar, or sorry, on the right collar is the symbol of House Dekodos. On the left collar is that the symbol of the abandoned.
And then are there any, so there's weapons, are there any like explosives or charges in here?
Not in this tent, no.
Okay. Put one on.
All right. You guys all disguising yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Perpetua, you said there were fusion generators, and then there was like plasma fuel.
Yeah, so either of those I think would cause a significant distraction, and I think they're far enough away from where Gemma and
Calypso?
Philosophia are going to stage their assault, that it will be effective.
Cute.
Which one's closer to where we came in?
You don't know which way you came in. There were no signs out of windows on the back side of the things. Perpetua's going to need to go outside and figure out where she's at.
Will I be noticeable in just my traveling clothes if I don't wear one of these robes?
I just say Gregor
I really
is
don't-
dressed. Gregor will peek outside with the hood forward.
Gregor's
How
been studying
does
the map,
Gregor
though.
feel in
No,
the
no.
robe that he just put on?
No,
with-
'cause I'm gonna
with the
see-
symbol of the
Gregor, I'm sure feels fine. No, I don't need to see the map. I need to see if there are anybody walking around without robes.
Ah. As you look around, there are actually no one is walking around without robes in this thing, and most of them also have some sort of strange semi-translucent mask that is over their face. It only kind of covers the top half of their face while leaving their kind of this part of their face free. So it kind of obscures the identity of everyone here.
Okay, then I'll go back inside. Are there any of those masks around?
As you look, yes, there are several of them.
I don't know. This feels weird. I don't know that he would want to, but he's going to turn to Perpetua and Perpetua, you're gonna need to put on one of those robes because there's nobody else not wearing them.
Can you check to make sure there's no weird tech in the masks?
Oh yeah, let me look.
Give me a perception plus tech redemption roll.
Okay. I kind of want this to go well. Should I spend my weird point? It's 14. Yeah, I'll spend my weird point. Okay, that was a 9 and a 5.
How much do you want to spend?
Well, if I search, I would like to spend 10.
Okay. Yes. You can see that there's a very fine, you almost miss it, a very fine lattice work of electronic circuitry on the inside of the masks, and there are several touch points which look to be some sort of like dermal transducing electrodes. So
Okay.
putting the mask on would definitely interface the mask and the person wearing it somehow.
Can I remove that
Um,
from 4 of the masks?
I will need another tech redemption roll from you to
And
remove it.
wits.
And wits.
Okay. That's a 19.
So this is this is a Herculean task.
So I need how much?
You need a 12.
Oh, that's what I got.
So
I've
a
got 12.
so a 12 will allow you to disable 2 masks.
Uh-huh.
14 will give you 3.
Okay.
And 16 will give you
4.
4.
I mean, do I search again? It's a one shot, right?
Sure, it's definitely a one shot. Nothing bad will happen to
I
you
don't
during this.
have a way to give you any VP.
No worries, I'll search again. I can do it. All 16, baby.
Okay. Takes you about 10 minutes, but you're able to disable them. They are bleeding edge tech, like
Okay.
Second Republic era stuff.
Can I use this roll to use my Ingenious perk, which allows me to transfer 3 VP into a weird point?
Do you have leftover VP from it?
From my surge, like when I added my surge and
Sure.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right, you guys have 4 of these masks. Now your goal was to disable them completely, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it won't connect with us at all.
All right. All right. As soon as you all put the robes on and these strangely obscuring masks, with the hoods up, you wouldn't be able to tell really who was who, aside from the fact that, like, here's Perpetua, Ercole, Gregor, right? Like, Val fits in there somewhere. I'm not going to make assumptions about Val's height. I feel like that's just, I don't need
Fair.
to do that. All right, so heading out into the camp.
Yes.
All right. I would like a Faith plus Observe roll from Ercole, as basically the only one with a Faith high enough for this.
You're gonna make
Anybody got a Faith of 7 or higher?
No.
faith plus observe, you
Yeah.
said?
Can I borrow Father Bell's stats since, you know?
He's up there.
He is up there, watching over you. You know what they say about Force ghosts like that, right? Every step you take, every move you make.
He'll be watching you.
Okay. Succeed with an 18 or 15.
You succeeded with a 15? Okay, I'm going to steal 8 of those from you, and we'll talk about that in a second. Ercole, you get this very visceral presence or sense of kind of an oppressive pall that kind of lies over the camp. There is a supernatural reality going on here that
The Wiggins?
no, worse than the Wiggins. We're up to the Jinkies. It sort of feels, it's that rancid oil feeling on your skin that kind of like catches you in the back of your throat and kind of makes you feel unclean as soon as you step out of the tent.
Okay.
Perpetua, your think machine takes about 1.8 seconds to put the "you are here" X on your internal map. You are closest to the fusion generators, or the fission generators, sorry. No, fusion, I said fusion. It would take you are a little bit further away from the H3 tanks.
Okay, so I'll relate that to Val.
Is there a kind of command tent in this camp that we would know where that is in relation to either of those explodies?
The main command tent is kind of at the center and back, and Orleton is really the linchpin of this whole operation.
Right, that's of like the whole war.
Yeah,
camp. So
there's
is there a
no
centralized
like
command?
Dekodos CNC here.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Are the generators or the fuel supplies further from where our assault team would be coming in?
The fuel supplies are going to be further away.
Okay, so I guess this is the question: is do we want to draw them further away, or do we want to black out a good portion of the camp? Or do we want to try to do both?
We do not want to try to do both. Splitting the party again is going to be a actual suicide mission, so that'll be great.
Yeah, how do you suggest it just to have it on the table, but no, let's not.
I mean,
Just,
would they...
just to make JM.
I just wanted to see his face.
I got this.
Would it be more likely that more are going to run to put out a fire, or are more going to be scrambling to try and get power back up?
I think the power is going to be more disabling, because it's going to cut down their comms, it's going to cut down their ability to respond, and people are going to be more interested in getting the power back up than, I mean, the fuel fire is probably going to be enormous and distracting.
Power might give us more of a cover to get out, too, in the blackout.
How bad would we have to screw up the power that one engineer couldn't fix it in 2 minutes?
Gregor can scuttle each of the 3 generators, but as soon as you scuttle the first one, it's going to trigger an alarm.
Is there any way to trigger an overload in the generators to where we can get them to blow up instead of just scuttling them?
You're pretty sure you could do it.
I have a sword.
She also or Erical also has sword. I has sword.
And like blowing the generators up, like destroying them would make it take longer to fix, right?
They
If they
wouldn't
just
be
use
able
the
to fix it.
generator
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also rigging a generator to explode, you're gonna want to be pretty far away from that when it happens.
So math people, so we got in about 21 minutes, so we have an hour and a half left.
Mhm.
How long would we need to rig the generator and then run away from the generator in a sufficient distance to still give the strike team more than 10 minutes to get in and out? If a train leaves Albuquerque at 9 a.m.
If a car drives north from Albuquerque, what time does it reach Raton?
I mean, I probably wouldn't want to set it any longer than like 5 minutes.
You can so Gregor, go ahead and give me a wits plus tech redemption roll. Erical can get a weird point because that was some good postulating. Same with Perpetua.
Okay, success.
All right. So this is a demanding task for you. So six
Okay.
VP.
Yep.
So here's the thing. You could set it to. I mean, these are Dekodos model 6D fusion generators. You can rig it to explode. It would take you about 15 minutes to rig. If they're linked, it would take you 15 minutes to rig the 3 of them to overload. You'd probably be at like another 15 minutes for them to build to charge, and then they would detonate.
Okay.
You'd probably, I mean, again, any engineer worth their salt is going to be monitoring something like that.
Right.
So as soon as you set it to explode, you better believe someone's going to come and check it.
Right.
Also, your guess is that it would take you guys about on foot. If you can make it to the other side of the camp, of the Dekodos camp, you're probably going to be fine. You know, hightailing into the desert, you're going to need about 10 minutes. Yeah.
So I could rig it to explode. Is there any, kilo of C9?
Who has the C9?
Simeon.
Oh, right. Thank you. I was like,
It's
wait,
Tord.
who in this game has C9? That's fine. My brain's not mushy. You don't have any explosives aside from the ones that Val and
Val.
yeah.
And there is none. Like, what she has would not allow them to explode.
The generators?
Mhm.
No. Generators are basically designed not to explode. Like you would you would
Right.
have to go through and remove all of the safety features. That's why it would take you about 15 minutes to rig them to blow.
Right.
Now, on the other side, H3 is incredibly explosive, and that you could blow up.
But could we not blow ourselves up while we blow
That
it
is
up?
always the question. Yeah, that's always the
Here's
question.
the other question. If we set the generators to blow, went to and blew up the H3, would we have to cross it back past the generators in order to get out? Because if at least we get them distracted for, like, if we set the generators to blow, and somebody comes in and fixes it, okay, well, they'll be distracted by that. Not all of them will, but some people will. If then we set the H3 to blow, and that explodes, we either get both of them or we only get the H3, but either way, we've got people on edge.
And we've got them looking away from the fuel.
Yeah.
Are there bottles and a hose in this equipment tent?
There are several
Nerf
cases of
I have a wits of 6, guys. I'm on fire.
Li-Hang spirits. Hose? No.
There's no kind of
Do you
tubing.
want to make a
or-
Molotov cocktail?
So here's what I want to do.
Go for it.
I want to siphon H3 off of a vehicle nearby, plant it by the generator, kind of make a Molotov, and then run like hell. So that the H3 at the base of the generator, which is highly flammable and explosive, goes up and takes the generator with it. So we don't have to spend 15 minutes ringing it.
It'll to get that much H3 to knock out the generator, you're gonna need, for a weird point, you can gather what you need.
Do we want to do that, or do we want to rig it?
I like
blow
that
something
idea.
else, something like that? Okay. Excellent.
All right. So
Siphon
Ericole
some H3.
Ericole spends the next 20 minutes emptying spirits on the ground and siphoning H3 from the Kraken's vehicle.
Oh, good!
And one of the other vehicles, because the Kraken's vehicle is mostly solar powered, so there's not a whole lot in the H3 reserve. It's just enough to kind of get you back somewhere.
Golly.
I'm gonna have to give her so much more money.
Yeah, you are.
P.S. When the explosion happens, what's happening to this vehicle?
I'm gonna have to give her even more
I was
money.
gonna say, it might not matter that I'm siphoning H3 off the vehicle, because the vehicle might be blown up
Like,
anyway.
is this tent that we're in, like, gonna be in the
Oh, and there's spirits in it? I mean,
explosion, or
So
It's outside.
so again, when you're setting these explosive, like these little Molotov cocktails, you're trying to knock out a generator. It will not cause the generator to explode. Like, hands down, it will not do that. There are multiple redundant safety features.
right? No, I'm talking about them when we go blow up the H3 tanks.
When you blow up the H3 tanks, you're going to take out a quarter of this side of the camp.
cool, cool, cool.
Hey,
Highly flammable
Val.
in a large grouping of tanks.
Val, do you think you should give your friend a warning, or no?
Yeah, I should go call her.
Okay,
Tell her to come move her car.
cool.
So, in my head, I'm kind of envisioning a Wile E. Coyote setup here. So, several spirit bottles with bubble gum, like a fuse and then bubble gum
Okay.
to hold it in, and then all braided together in, because he knows how to braid, in a
His
long
beard's
enough
also
fuse that we can light it and then run, but not long enough that someone can see, like, the Wile E. Coyote TNT string.
Okay. I'm going to need a crafts plus wits roll from you.
Can I help? Can I do this? I'll do it.
For being an artist, his arts and crafts are real low.
I got this.
The rendition of the
Just tell me what you want to do.
Great. I'm just imagining now Urkel said he could render the scene and it's going to be stick figures and popsicle sticks. Yeah, I will explain what I'm thinking that I've seen, and then you have much nimbler. I feel like
Wits
Urkel
plus
probably
crafts.
has real meaty hands.
I got this.
Sweet.
All right, give me a wits plus craft roll.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm using my weird point for this one too, because I don't want to die! I had 17. Oh, that in the box. That was a 2 and a 20. I got this.
So 2.
Yeah.
You're gonna need at least 8 to get this.
Oh, you got it.
No worries, guys.
All right, so you guys have what is.
I have a weird point if you need one.
Noted. I might need another one
All
at
right,
some
so
point
you
in
have what
time.
essentially amounts to a makeshift bomb.
I'm just imagining Erical with his magnificent beard and hair siphon.
I mean, he doesn't actually have the. But I see where you're going.
Leave me my mental image.
I leave you your mental image. All right, so the plan is, as I hear it, set the bomb, then go and ignite the H3 tank.
Yes. And run like the Dickens.
Kind of imagining like a stab in the side of the H3 tank, and then someone chucks a lit cigarette over their shoulder, and then we just.
we might want more time than that.
So here's my question: are you all going to the fusion generators, or are you basically splitting the team? And some of you going to set the fusion bomb, and some of you are going to the H3 tanks.
This is a Val and Perpetua decision.
Yeah, you guys are definitely. I'm gonna call it. The
This is our
brains of
explosion?
the operation.
I have a wits of 6.
That's true. That's twice as high as what Gemma
No,
started
she has
at.
4. Oh,
What
it
she started at,
yeah.
yes.
Started at before you got a base level of 3 wits.
Good times.
Val and Perpetual, what's the plan?
Wait a minute. Does that mean? Hold the phone. Does this mean that if Gemma, you put 3 ads into wits of Gemma to start, and the new rule says wits start at 3? Does that mean Gemma has a wits of 7?
Nope. All attributes started at 3, even in the playtest when we made
The
it.
attributes. Okay, not
Yeah.
the skills.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang it.
It was close. I was almost like,
All this time.
Gemma still has a case in
All
her
right.
head.
Look,
Okay.
she's a beautiful soul.
yes.
So here's my problem.
Just the one.
Just the one tonight.
Okay.
The explosives that I have are the kind of like throw and go boom kind.
Yes, they
Can
are.
I rig them with a fuse so that I can get away from this tank before it goes? How far away do we need to be from this tritium to not
Die.
be incinerated?
Safely?
Mm-hmm.
300 meters?
What's your 100-meter sprint look
Yes,
like?
that's it. I got it.
Well, probably considerably lower now that I only have one leg.
Yeah.
You have a cyber leg though, so that one
Yeah, you might
actually
be
like
faster.
as long as you hop on your one leg, you're probably
I was gonna say, would that make her run in a circle? One is faster than the other.
So the problem with these explosives is we can't put a fuse on them. So whoever tries to blow up the tritium tanks with these explosives is going to get exploded.
What would we need to successfully chuck a grenade 300 yards?
300 meters.
300 meters.
You
It's not
can't.
going to happen.
You physically cannot.
So, okay. I would know that I can't throw a grenade 300 meters.
You
and
do
we
know
were talking
this.
about this while people are spending 20 minutes siphoning.
Mm-hmm.
But if we bubble gum into
Flammable.
a tank and someone with a really high shoots a grenade on a tank,
You have no way to shoot
Can
a
I
grenade.
Can I look for explosives while they're siphoning tritium?
Like launcher, you don't have a grenade launcher.
no, I mean bubble gum the grenade to the tank and then shoot it with someone's gun. Would that work?
You have a lot of bubble gum that has never been established until now.
Headcanon, air culture is a lot of bubble gum.
No, he doesn't.
Can
but
I go
don't-
searching for explosives during these 20 minutes that I can put a fuse on?
There are no explosives,
Darn it.
and there's. It seems like a darn it, but if you think about all of the highly flammable things on this side of the camp, they probably don't store other things that could, if they go off, start a chain reaction.
Mass extinction event.
Yeah. Let's call it a mass extinction event. I appreciate you, Lily.
Can we rig a grenade to one of the vehicles that Urkel has already emptied, because we know that it needs to be refueled, and have them immolate themselves?
There's no way to time it.
No, but I mean, there must be a way to rig it so that when they open the
fuel
fueling
cap?
port.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
you could definitely like wedge one in so that the pin is attached to the fuel tank.
So we're gonna kill an innocent. Well, they're not really innocent. So we leave. So what we're saying
They're
is we leave
Dekodos.
just enough H3 in a tank for it to register it as empty. Oh, this is so much mental math. So it can get from where we are to the tank without running out of gas. But so then they open it to refuel it and blow it up the tank.
Yes, that's the plan. The question I have is, one, I'm gonna need a roll to do that, and two, who's driving the vehicle?
Oh, I'm not saying. Well, like, what if we just find like?
No.
Can we?
We'd probably have to drive it there and drop it off, because nobody's been coming in this 20 minutes.
Yeah,
They're not going to come in and refuel the tank in the next hour and a half,
yeah.
is the problem.
You would have to take the tank to the H3 station.
And then, like, leave it and run. And
I was
somebody'd
just
be
saying
like,
if there's
"Oh."
a lackey, we can be like, oh, this is out of gas.
This has become a very Looney Tunes plan. I was not
Okay.
expecting it to go this way.
Here's another
All of
question.
these pieces of the plan that are held
Okay.
together by bubblegum are places where things will explode. Just tossing that out.
Here's another question.
Go for it. I'm looking up my perks because I want to understand what I can
Is
do. Yes,
there a way, okay, with the fuel tanks, is there a way to like turn a valve on the fuel tanks that will cause it to become overly pressurized, give me a couple of minutes to run away and then blow up?
You don't know. You haven't looked at the fuel tanks.
Of course I haven't.
The other thing is we have this sort of Molotov cocktail thing. Can we leave that at the fuel tanks instead of at the generator?
It is possible, yes.
How much time do we have on these Molotov cocktails?
They're Molotov cocktails. They're not.
So like an hour and a half?
No, when they were designed, it was just quick enough that you could get away. So you're talking like 30 seconds.
That's not long enough to get 300 meters. I know this from track and field.
Val, bring in the real world knowledge.
Yeah, I got nothing, guys. This was your plan. What do you got?
My jaw hurts from chewing a lot of bubblegum.
I mean, I liked the overloading the generators plan.
Okay.
We could still wire the generators to blow up, have the Molotov cocktails that Urkel jerry-rigged, and we could blow up an engineer who comes to fix the generators. And I don't like that JM is rolling.
Let's do
It's
the
been
generators
about a
then.
half hour,
Yeah,
so I'm
we
making
have 1
some
hour
rolls.
left. So let's do it.
Let's overload the generators and blow up an engineer who comes to fix it if we can.
Let's just blow up the generators, because Gemma and Calypso and Philosophia have to get in now.
Yeah. Okay. Wire them up.
All right, so you guys are heading to the generators with Ercole hiding apparently a cask of Molotov H3 cocktails under his beard.
It's
It's a
a
good point,
magnificent beard.
Phantom. It is a magnificent beard.
What did Phantom
Thank
say?
you. He was like, you don't actually need to get 300 meters from the blast. You just need something sturdy between you and the blast. All right, so as you guys are heading to the generators, Ercole, you can see that there's a lot of people walking around in these similar robes. You can actually tell that it's not just Dekodos. You can see some of the there's the small number of Hazat kind of moving through here, as well as the Al-Malik. They all, like you can tell from the symbol on the right hand of their collar. Whatever is going on here feels far more organized than you had initially kind of expected to see. You know, when this all started and the crew of the Oh Boy went to the Van Dorm estate, it felt kind of as if this was sort of spontaneous, right? And felt Francesco was like, oh, and then all of a sudden there's this, you know, group outside. But between the crates and the planning and the logistics of just assembling a camp of several hundred to get this going, as well as the robes and sort of the smoothness which with the operation is running, this feels like it has been planned for a very long time. You're getting this as you kind of look and see all of the patterns that, you know, the more of the world-born, the world focus, which just see as chaos or people scurrying around the camp. You're able to kind of pick out the patterns, and you can see that there is far more order, like an ordered structure to this whole thing that only kind of resolves now that you're kind of in the mix and seeing all of it. There is some foul hand or will behind all of this that is moving this towards some conclusion that you cannot see. But as you're going past Ercole, you clearly hear someone say, "No, I had another one," and there's two people talking in these robes, and one of them's like, "Another one? How's your head?" "Oh, it feels like it's gonna split, but this time it was really weird." What did you see?" "I saw this round loaf of bread that just came rolling out from the city, and it came rolling through the desert, and it kicked up this massive amount of dust, and it crashed into the camp, and there was nothing but chaos and fire, and it overturned and crushed all who were kind of in Orlaton's camp. I don't even know what it means." And the other guy goes, "That's not a good sign. That feels like, I don't know, do you think it could be her influence? You know she works against us at every turn." I don't know, but I feel like we should go tell Orlaton. "Do you really want to step in there? You know what that cyborg did to the last one who brought a vision to the Count." Yeah, maybe we should keep this one to ourselves. And they kind of go walking away back to the other side. Now, as you approach, you can see that these generators are kind of set in a small clearing inside the camp. There are people walking around. You can see that there are about a half dozen armed guards. They're wearing the same robes, but you can see like full combat helms, and they are carrying laser rifles. Kind of as they patrol the area around this scaffolding that is built around the 3 fusion generators. And you can see that there are 2 people on the top of the scaffolding. One is very large and has 4 arms out from under their robes, and the other one is she has the hood pulled back, and you can see that there's a large piece of her face that has been replaced by a translucent plasteel shell, so you can see kind of the bones and the muscle underneath it. And she has a slate of some sort, and she's taking readings on the generator.
Okay. I mean, I don't have anything to do, so what are we doing?
So we can't get close to these things without these engineers who are taking readings seeing us, is what I'm hearing.
The one engineer, yes.
Okay, but they don't know who we are, so if Gregor can make it sound like one of us isn't an idiot and has legitimate generator questions. Can we draw them off?
You can always try.
Yeah. We got this, guys.
Yep.
Okay, so Gregor and who is going to go distract them, and who is planting the cocktail? Or not planting, but like chucking and running.
I'm good at lying and distraction, so I can try to draw their attention while you wire the generator.
Okay.
So the two of you are talking, and Perpetua and Ericol are making things go boom? Is that what I'm hearing? Okay, cool.
All right. So you guys go walking up, and the fact that you kind of are approaching, like the guards kind of look at you, and they don't seem to stop the two of you from coming up.
Okay.
Right? It's one of those things that, you know, if you walk like you know what you're doing, but when you get up to the top, there is a Vorox who kind of puts two hands out. What are you doing here? Get a better Vorox voice. What are you doing here?
I had a question about one of the generators.
Give me a persuasion plus presence roll.
Persuasion?
I'm sorry,
I mean-
charm.
Charm? This would be the time for you to step in, Val. Because that's a 6.
Well, okay, hang on. I mean, first I have a weird point if you want it.
Okay.
And then Val is gonna kind of step up next to Gregor. Yeah, so we're supposed to be taking a look at the generators. There's been some interesting readings. We were supposed to come take a look. We just need to ask a couple questions about it. I'm not really sure what's going on, just following orders, how things get. You gotta do your job or people start getting angry.
Give me the charm plus presence roll, please.
Okay.
Use your weird point.
Well, I also have a saved roll if I need it.
Do you have to decide before or after?
I think before. Hang on, I'm gonna do my I'm gonna figure out what my number is. Yeah, I want this to go well, so I'm
Okay.
gonna use my 13.
Okay.
All right. How much are you spending to overcome his mental resistance?
So it's his resistance. It doesn't go by the regular difficulty levels.
That's correct. It goes by his mental resistance.
I'll spend the 12 I got from that roll.
Okay.
I don't know what his resistance is, so.
All right. You have 6. He kind of. You need to go speak with Anita. She is also doing something similar. And the Vorox kind of steps to the side, allowing the two of you to pass.
Okay.
I'm
Greg, I was
gonna
about to
pause real
say,
quick.
Gregor's just going to ask technical questions. Becca doesn't know what they are. But yeah, he's just going to ask Anita technical questions so she stops looking at things.
Okay.
So.
Also, does Anita have a curse that they abandoned pin on?
Everyone here is wearing is wearing the same robes that have the same iconography on it.
Is it correctly oriented?
They're actually stitched in. Yeah.
So while Gregor is working on doing this rewire of the generator, can I have Anita explain her readings to me so she's not even paying attention to him at all? Can I just walk me through what's going on here? Explain this to me.
I'm gonna need another. The Vorox is now wandered off. It's just you and Nita. What are you doing here? I'm the one who's supposed to be taking these readings.
I don't know. I just walked all the way across this camp. You know how people get. I don't really want to be here either, but I just gotta do my job, so I get to go take a nap later.
All right, well, you give me that roll. I'm going to jump over to Ericol and Perpetua. You guys are trying to plant the...
Mhm.
What's the plan there, ladies?
So, is there a way for us to kind of walk the long way around to the backside of these generators? Is there anybody guarding the backside of the generators?
There are the 6 that are sort of... they're standing around. They're really not paying attention to people next to the generator. But I would, if you want to do this, I definitely need to... I would need a stealth roll from you as you kind of... But it wouldn't be like a stealth, like I'm trying to sneak. I would actually have you make a presence plus stealth roll to try and keep, basically walk casual or be as inconspicuous as possible.
Presence plus sneak?
So is that
Presence plus
presence and sneak?
That would be what it is, yes.
Um,
While they all make
Got
these
too many
rolls, check out on Game on Tabletop the New Frontiers crowdfunding for the next Fading Suns expansion. I know that several people in chat who are on the iconic Discord channel have commented that they have backed this already. It is at $53,000 currently. It's over 350% funded, and we're about $2,000 away from the next level up. So the next
Nice.
stretch goal being unlocked. So check it out. It's all about barbarian space, and I'm very excited about this new information that we're going to get. If you haven't seen the original Kickstarter release, go check out our video on that, because we showed off all of the fun things that came with the original Kickstarter. You can see the quality of the books and the cards and all of the products. So, what did you guys get?
sorry, I'm trying to
Oh
understand.
no, Perpetual, what did you get?
I succeeded with an 8,
And are you spending
and I
only-
will spend.
Okay.
I succeeded with an 11, and I will spend 8.
All right. The two of you managed to make your way kind of between the generators as if you're inspecting them along with everyone else. You gonna set your Molotov cocktail, or are you gonna wait?
No, I'm gonna set it.
Okay. If you light it, everything goes to hell in about 30 seconds.
Well, do we want, okay, as we were walking to here, do we want a discreet exit, or do we just want to run like hell?
I mean, if you need me to yell, "Oh my God, what's that?" I will.
Dear God, what is that thing?
Yeah, and that will be the cue that Val and Gregor just run like the Dickens. Yeah, I don't know that discretion is really.
Okay, next question. Did we decide on a rally point for when we run so we don't just scatter to the four winds in this camp?
Yeah, we're gonna meet back at the tent that we came in at.
That's right, Kirk. Valdrux and spaceships and Hargard. Oh my. That is what is
Oh my.
involved in the new crowdfunding for Fading Suns. All right, so the plan is Gregor's going to try and scramble things, you're going to blow things up, and you're all going to run like the Dickens.
Or do we not run? I don't know. Again, Val and Perpetua, you are kind of the leaders here. What's the plan?
I mean, we have to run or we might get blown up.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Different prepositional phrase. Conjunction?
We will.
We will be
get
blown up. Yes.
So we need to scramble the generators, distract the engineers long enough that they're building charge before they notice.
No,
If-
guys, we're scrapping the whole setting the generators because we don't have the time. We have
blowing.
less than an hour now for the assault team to get in. We gotta go, so we just gotta blow the generators.
So I have put a Coke
Yep.
bottle full of 1,000 proof alcohol under each of the generators. I'm lighting a match, and we have 30 seconds to haul it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
H3, not alcohol.
Well, I
Like,
mean, the mental image of
Yeah,
it's
okay.
hard to envision H3, but you can envision Everclear.
that is true. I'll allow it.
So yeah,
But
we're
we
hauling.
have to run.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Perpetua's gonna make some dramatic noise, point the other way. I'm gonna tie my shoe.
I'm going to need the dramatic noise from Perpetua for
Well, yes.
posterity's sake. Immortalized,
Hold on, I'm trying to
immortalized
think
on
of
the
something
internet
great.
forever. No pressure, Lily.
Well, you think, so I will get down and pretend to tie my shoe and try and get them under, like, so when it goes,
Yeah,
under.
don't make that noise yet, Lily. What did you get, Val?
I succeeded with a 9, and I'll spend 8.
Okay.
I want her distracted.
I need to size. Yes, it is. It is infuriating. This Count, whoever he is, while he stands high in Our Lady's service, knows nothing about the finer points of power distribution or what is actually needed to breach the walls of the temple. But
Disgraceful, really.
it really is. But while he only cares for temporal power, I want what's inside of that place. If we can harness what, and she just spits off the side, left here, we will be able to undo all of her works and bring even more darkness, and our place in the afterlife will be assured.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you.
I feel like that's exactly the face Gregor is making. Like, I don't know what's going.
No, Gregor's going. We should just blow this all up, so they can never get to it.
Blow what up?
Hadrian's Wall.
All right.
Is that what your dad explicitly doesn't want us to do?
Yes, but
Yeah, 'cause, you know, a third of the continent goes with it, and millions of people die.
Possibly. Also,
Sure.
remember, there was those group of people who were like, if we set an atomic bomb off, there's a good chance that it will ignite the atmosphere and kill everyone. And people still went forward with it. So, you know.
Pick him up.
all right.
Okay, Lily, point in the direction we don't want to run.
Oh, I was gonna have them run with us so that we have some cover.
Exactly. So, like, point in, like, oh my god, what is that thing? So when we run this way.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We're on the same page. Great.
So here's what I need from you, Lily, and I'm gonna let you do this in whatever order you want. Okay.
Like fighting a
I need a presence plus charm or impress.
I have a
roll.
weird point if you need it.
Okay. Depending
I
on
have
how
it.
well you roll, I will let you determine what you say after the fact. Like if you crit fail, you could be like, good. Like however you want to do this, but we're gonna make you roll first and then determine what you say after.
Well, then why did I just spend the last 5 minutes trying to think of something great to say?
Well,
Because you're going to be able to say it because you're going to roll so well.
Yes, you're gonna roll
Okay.
magnificently.
I appreciate it, Becca.
Yeah.
I hope
All right.
everyone in chat has their fingers crossed, or is doing whatever superstitious ritual.
I miss my thing where I can just yell at her and give her VP.
Inspiration. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no whammies. Anyway. Oh, great news, y'all. I rolled a 1.
But are you not using your weird point?
Did you use a weird point?
You know what? You're right. I should use a weird point.
I was about to say, I thought you did.
All right. I succeeded with a 9.
Okay.
How
I'm in much
much?
better shape.
How much would you like to spend, Perpetua?
I'll spend 8.
All right. What do you say to cause everyone to run? As Ericole is like,
Holy flying Voldrox, did you just see that? They're coming at us from the air.
Beautiful.
Mwah.
all right, Perpetua. Everything goes to hell. One, you get a weird point because Holy Flying Voldrux is.
That was beautiful. Can we say that we have calmed the other team to let them know?
No, 100%.
Okay, great.
They're waiting for
Great.
some sort of signal, and much like this one's for Evan, much like the old guard. Don't worry, you'll know it when it happens.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure we've got that covered. So next week we don't cut to.
Twiddling thumbs.
All right. So everyone scatters. The guards all take a knee, drop to the air like in precision, looking, training their weapons on the air, and then all hell breaks loose as the H3 goes up.
We ran.
We
ran.
ran real hard.
For specifically for Val and Gregor, I need a dexterity plus vigor roll to see if you can get off of the scaffolding when the call is made. This will be a tough test, which means you need to spend at least 8 to get out of there in time.
So what do you need, a weird point?
I mean, a weird point would be nice. I would like to live.
Phantom is offering one of his weird points to whoever needs one.
So both of you take a weird point?
I mean, I already critted, so I'm good.
Take your weird point back. I'll take your weird point, Phantom.
Thanks, Phantom.
That's right.
Appreciate you.
Val, like a
I appreciate
magnificent,
you, Phantom.
a magnificent, graceful figure, performs a biles, lands cleanly, and goes running off.
I succeeded with a 10. I
Gregor,
can spend
more like
that
a
8.
brick, hits the ground, kicks up
Rolls.
a bunch of dust. And as you all go scattering into the camp, there is a magnificent explosion behind you. Yes, much like a spider, Val goes leaping off gracefully. Thank you, Kirk. You just got your weird point back. Thanks for keeping that one alive. There's a magnificent explosion. You can see power start, like, the lights that were just coming on start to fail. You can see, you can hear the sounds of people crying out in panic as other machinery is failing throughout the camp. There is no sound, right? Because lasers don't make sense. But you are ducking as you go running into the camp as wildfire is coming through the smoke, hitting the tents, boring little holes through it.
Did Anita get it in the face?
You don't know.
Can we, particularly Aircole and Perpetua, as we're running, just sow seeds of discord? They're coming from the skies! They're coming from the skies! And just
Yes.
make that like
You guys
spread
are
like
you guys are
wildfire.
causing a cacophony of panic and chaos as you go running back towards the Kraken ship. And
Can I throw a couple grenades to add to the mess?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to say. Val, give me a Dex plus Vigor roll. If you are trying to add to the chaos, I need a Presence plus Charm or Impress roll. If you hit 14, there will be a weird point in the coffer for the assault team for each person who makes a 14 on this test.
Charm plus what?
Okay. So I
Charm
need
or
Dex
Impress plus
Dexterity
Presence.
plus
need-
vigor to throw stuff.
Strength plus Vigor to throw stuff.
Strength plus vigor. Okay.
I can't get that high.
You just have to be able to spend it, so surging or VPs.
Right. I
Okay.
don't have any surge left.
So Gregor can't
Yeah.
add to this.
I can't get to 14.
So,
Okay.
a base of 14, so I need 5 to get that to a 19. I'm going to use my weird point to make this favorable because I need Jen to have a lot of
Perpetua, are you
chicken
rolling
there.
anything?
Okay.
Not at this time.
I would refrain.
I got it.
All right, so it's one weird point in the coffer.
I will surge to get to 21.
All right, that's 2 weird points in the coffer. So the assault team will have 2 weird points in the coffer. You guys go to try and escape and hide in the Kraken's transport. Will the distraction team successfully get out of the camp?
Yes.
Will they survive the ensuing assault by the battle order?
Yes.
Will the battle order be able to actually make it to Orlatan's command structure and take out Tag, Orlatan, and whoever else happens to be in there? Find out in 2 weeks. Next
Orcus.
week, we will be doing it will just be myself. I will be running a Fading Suns question and answer for the chat. So send any of your questions to JD or jump on the, if you're a member of the Iconic Patronage, you can jump on the Iconic Patron Discord and leave questions. We'll also have a live document going for next Thursday where I'm just going to answer questions about the campaign, where I drew inspiration from, questions about the game that I will do my best to answer, but I know Becca will actually be just devious enough to tune in so she can try and figure out stuff. So there will be things I will not answer. But we will be back. We will be back on Thursday of next week with a question and answer kind of break. We have a number of people out, a number of people who are starting crazy times. So we will be giving the crew off. I will be answering questions next week, and we will be back on Tuesday with the Horsemen. Check out all the other great shows on the Ulysses International channel. If you are not a subscriber here on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube, please consider doing that. Ulysses makes a ton of great games. We obviously love them and enjoy them. And we're actually, this Saturday, we are gearing up for one of the new campaigns that will be starting in January of 2022. So expect more information on that as we grow closer to the end of this year and the start of next year. Thank you all for tuning in. Chat, you are always a delight. I love interacting with all of you. I love the fact that you guys are as invested in this campaign as we are. Thank you to my wonderful cast. I would just be sitting here talking to myself without them. And as always, thank you to that hand-stabbing, Red Dwarf-loving producer of ours, JD, who is just magnificent and runs all of this behind the scenes so that we can just sit here and focus on enjoying the game, portraying the setting, and getting all of this information out to you. If you like Fading Suns, please, please, please check out the new crowdfunding on Game on Tabletop. We're all excited about the new books. We're actually going to be going to Hargard in the next arc, which is in Barbarian space. Very excited about that. We have two arcs and 2 interludes left, and we will be at the end game of the Fading Suns campaign. So I hope you've enjoyed the journey thus far, and we will be back in a week. Until then, I am JM the GM. These are the crew of the Ode Boy, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. Have a good one.